You do this
That's
to
what
me
they
all
pay
the
you the
time.
big bucks
I
for.
can't believe you don't do this to me every day.
Welcome in, everybody, to the Wednesday edition of Daily Bread, coming at you live right at 12:05 on the East Coast. Once again, we missed the opening group match final games, but we got the second slate on deck, and we got some bangers with Poland versus Argentina, and then we got Saudi Arabia versus Mexico. So we just saw Australia get through and Denmark get eliminated. So this World Cup stays wild, and we got the college hoops and NBA coming up after that, all powered by the Wise Guys Diamond Club. Be sure to be tapping into their DMs for a weekend, week, or month. We're live on Twitter. Hit that link up in the title so you can be featured in today's chat. And we got our man Jose on today's show
Mm-hmm.
because
Yes,
you
sir.
might be seeing both of us later again, but his squad is also playing today. So we got to get the vibe of the fan base as well. So we got a double dose for you coming up. But how we feeling on this Wednesday?
I'm great. Um, just no pressure for any of my squads whatsoever in the tournament. Um, you know, it's pretty easy. I know I'm not going to be sweating the way Jose is. Jose is going to be sweating Messi's entire legacy for 90 minutes. His entire legacy is and it's like every game they're just like it's not even like they're enjoying the game. Argentinian fans are having a fucking prayer circle the whole time. So listen, you're in an inenviable position. I hope you guys win. I hope just so that just so that the press will give you guys a break because you're not gonna get a break from me. I'm just
You know what's funny, bro? You literally, I'm surprised you're not Argentinian because you basically broke down what Argentinians do. It is a prayer circle. We stand in front of the TV every free kick. Every time someone grabs the ball, it's like, where's the rosary? What are we doing? So trust me, bro, today's a huge game, not only for soccer fans in general, but if you're an Argentinian fan, knowing with what legacy can be made with Messi, right? Obviously with Maradona and everything that already he created with his legacy. Messi's trying to get there, but to me, Messi's not there yet. He has to win this cup, bro. They don't win this cup. What he did previous with the Copa America and the Fortaleza when they beat Italy, those two mean nothing to me, if I'm being honest. You have a team now where you have no excuses, bro. You got to come out and play your game and play with the stars you have around you. Don't try to be lazy. Don't be Messi from Barcelona and wait for plays to be made for you. You got to go out there and do things, bro, if I'm being honest. And I don't like the way he's played. I know he scored the second game and scored the penalty in the first game. But aside from that, bro, Argentina's not looking good whatsoever. I know they beat Mexico, but they got lucky. They've always beat Mexico. They've never lost to Mexico in a World Cup in the history of this tournament. So they got an opportunity to bounce back and do it the right way. They better not sleep against Poland because Poland is no joke. They can come out and surprise you. They will play hard and they will take you the whole full 90 minutes. So Argentina better come out and better be ready because if not, y'all ain't going to see me on Twitter, Spaces, or anything for a couple days easily.
he said the radio
Shit, though. I'll
show
keep
might not be
my
a bill.
keep it tentative for tonight then.
Yeah.
If they end up taking the L. I know Sosa's just dreading it because his DMs might be on fire because he might go a little too far with this. And it's just funny that you got Lewandowski, current Barca, a little bit underperforming there, can end Messi's tournament. Whew. That's a little sub story that I haven't seen going on enough.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah.
Like I would think that'd be a bigger thing. But again, it's all about one guy, and that
Yeah,
one
and it
guy is
shouldn't really be all about one guy though, because my man
yes.
Lataro up top ain't doing shit. You're bringing on the corpse of Cavani, or no, that's a different squad. But you're bringing on corpses of other people up top. That's what
Di
I'm just
Maria.
saying. The striker and any support he's getting up there isn't working out too well. And we've seen with Lataro, he's probably not the best man to play upside and up top against Messi because he performs well when he has a target man. Sure, everyone maybe look a little bit better when you have Lukaku there who can send you on off a header and types like that. But I think Lautaro Martinez is one of the issues up top, and you haven't seen him finish his sitters either. So maybe the confidence isn't there for him either. But I think he's one of the guys should be taking a little bit more slack than he currently is.
One guy that needs to go on the bench, if you ask me, in this third game is yeah, Enzo's got to step it up, even though he had his goal. But the one guy that's got to get out and be on the bench and figure it out, honestly, I don't like the way DePaul has been playing at all this World Cup. Every time he gets the fucking ball, it's like, are we lost? What's going on here? He every time he gets the ball, it's a confusion. And this guy is a star player. He should not be making these types of mistakes in the World Cup. You're getting your opportunity. If I'm Lionel Scaloni, today I bench DePaul and bring in somebody else. Maybe give him that mental change where, okay, if I bring you in the second half, you know you screwed up, you haven't been playing well, we might need you, so be ready. I think that might help him as well because honestly, out of everybody on that team, he is the one guy that I have not been happy with at all in these first two games. The one player that I have been happy with, and I've said it before, I've said it in previous World Cups, and I think he is the one that makes the team and the offense run, and not Messi. It's Angel Di Maria. Every time Angel Di Maria has the ball, you see it. He's a captain. He moves it. He's a general. He knows how to make the passes. He's not just looking for one guy. He's looking at the pitch to see where he can move the ball.
Can he give you 90 minutes today, though, is the question. That's the problem. Is that I don't think he's no longer a 90-minute player.
Nope.
And you're right. He has been effective cutting the ball in from the right side. We all know he's got a extremely dangerous left foot. He's one of the guys who's been around. Also, he's been with Messi on every World Cup team that he's played in. So like they're tied at the hip at this point. They've been through it all. He's kind of like Steph Curry's Andre Iguodala. I mean, he's just playing for Messi. You see at this point. So yeah, I listen. I agree with everything you just said. In this particular matchup, I like the first half draw plus 115. I mean, I'm going to keep betting them. It's been probably the most profitable bet in all of the tournament thus far. Plus 115 first half. The thing that scares me is that because both games are played at the same time, I think that you're going to get in the next match, in the other match, you're going to get a Mexico team that just goes all out, just like we saw the United States yesterday. The United States yesterday, last 15 minutes, I know Rex was sweating hard because they just basically decided, listen, we're going to bunker up the last 15. But to start that match, they were ultra aggressive. They got forward, they forced the action, and they got the goal. I think you're going to see that from Mexico. And obviously, if Mexico takes the lead and they start really going crazy against Saudi Arabia, you're going to see an Argentinian team that's going to have to really turn it up. And they are fully aware of what's going on during the other game. Like people try to make it seem like they don't. Trust me, they're fully aware. When Tunisia went up today, or went up against France today, and Australia scored, those guys in Australia knew what was going on. They knew what was going on. And that wasn't no. And then obviously France tied the game, and basically that basically guaranteed Australia getting through because Australia got the win. But yeah, for me, I think I'm going with the first half draw in the Argentina match, and I'm going with I like Mexico in the first half against Saudi Arabia. I think. Man, listen, I just don't think the Saudi Arabia team's good. I still have no idea how the fuck Argentina lost to them.
Mexico is making me look like the dumbest person ever. That's all.
Bro, how about this? 20-1 in-game wager on Saudi Arabia. That's what it was when they beat Argentina. One of the biggest in-game underdogs in the history of the World Cup. Think about that. 20-1. And you're telling me that you don't believe in Saudi Arabia against Mexico? I don't believe in Mexico against a high school team right now. You and I were talking about this earlier. Correct me if I'm wrong. I got to look it up. I don't think Mexico has scored a goal in either the last 2 or 3 World Cups. They've drawn, and find ways to get through without even really winning or doing what they had to do. Tata Martino is a complete idiot. He should be gone. He should not be the head coach of that team. You're taking out Chucky Lozano and bringing in another guy that's not going to be in the same type of position that he can play in. You're having older guys that shouldn't even be on the squad. You have guys that you didn't bring with you. Mexico is in complete shambles, bro. Mexico needs to beat Saudi Arabia and beat them handily and hope that Argentina either loses or draws, I believe, because of the goal differential. The fact that Mexico can't get any goals in the net is horrible. Ochoa's not going to save you for the rest of your life. Let's be real. He can only do so much.
He's amazing, though. He's amazing.
He's great.
Amazing in the World Cup.
No, and he always shows up in the World Cup. We saw what he did a couple years ago. We saw what he did this year in the first game. But how much can he continue to do so? Chicha and Carlos Vela. Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to read that comment.
Yeah, he was talking about those two. But you brought up Tata, Atlanta United legend right there. Got the upgrade to go coach Mexico. And it's just been, I mean, Roddy's hit the head on the point. I'm going to get back to his Atletico brain comment at one point. But they're just been ghost up top for them. Raul has came on and hasn't done much whatsoever. He can't do much creative. I don't know what it is ever since his injury. Hope always the best for him. But, yeah, you said it well. Ochoa can save a lot, save a Lewis penalty that probably wasn't the best, but still, I would say 75% chance to go in because if he goes the wrong way or stays straight, that's in. So he just had a strong hand. But
So Cayetano doesn't like the name of Tata, I'm guessing. Is that what he's saying? He don't like Tata? I won't say it no more, bro. My bad.
DePaul, since he moved from Udinese to Atletico, wow, what has happened to him? Maybe the change of the leagues or what? Sure, Serie A ain't a strong, different style, but
I have a question for you, okay? What forward outside of Diego Costa has been good, or what? Who has played well in the confines of what's the head coach's name? Simeone. And Simeone,
Diego Simeone.
Like he literally goes out there every year and they play like WWE style soccer. Like they don't. It's just all ultra physical and ugly, and it's you know what I mean. It's nothing rhythmic. It's just.
Well, bro, if you saw Cholo,
90 minutes, like
yeah, if you saw Cholo's career, that's what he was all about, bro. When he played for Argentina and when he played for Atletico, he was the same style of player, and that's why the owners and that organization love him. They've given him the key to that organization and said he could be here as long as he wants. They ain't gonna get rid of that dude anytime soon.
I think also he's been great as a coach. I mean, winning La Liga, competing in Champions Leagues. He's been really, really good for them, obviously, and it goes without saying, like when you build a culture at any major team, and this is in any sport, you're going to continue to get chances to lead that team and give them an opportunity. So I again, like he said with the Atletico bringing thing, yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to have some level of creativity and fun. I don't see that in this Mexican crew. I think that they will win today, and it will end up being them in Argentina to get through.
So I got a question for both of you guys about USA soccer real quick. I know it's not Mexico and Argentina, but I had this conversation yesterday and I want to get both of your thoughts. I looked at this USA team yesterday and in these 3 games that they played, and I looked at a game from 3 World Cups ago. This is the exact same USA team. And what I mean by that, different players, different coaches, I get that. But it's the same style. USA still has not figured out how to play the international sport of soccer. They look like a bunch of guys running around, kicking the ball without that much technique, trying to figure out how to pass and score. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing from watching this USA team. And if we're being honest, bro, I know Pulisic scored yesterday, but he hasn't really done much in this World Cup.
Hold on now. Hold on, listen.
Oh, slow down.
This is
so it's just been the biggest USA defender of anyone on the show, which is the wild,
right? Which is really weird because I think that Rex would be the biggest guy. Like he follows the team, he follows a bunch of players on the team, he watches guys on the team play all the time. Bro, listen, I honestly believe that Greg and this USA soccer in general, their goal is not for this World Cup; it's for the one in 4 years. And like everything in this is just to show like some level of evolution and progression as a program. Okay, they weren't supposed to get out the group. They got out the group, right? They didn't get put on the hub by anyone. They didn't go out there and just get flat out dominated in any game. The game against England, they didn't just go out there and get smoked. That could have easily happened. We saw it the World Cup before when they played against Belgium. Like they gave Belgium hell and lost the game, obviously. But we all know that they were a much more talented team, right? That England team they played is much more talented than them, and they were right there with them. I'm not saying that maybe England's motivation might not have been there, whatever the case might have been. But they showed up for 90 minutes, played a very tough game, walked out of there with a result. I got to respect it. And again, I'm going to say it again. I really do believe that this tournament is simply a springboard for the next World Cup. The U.S. is hosting. There's not as much pressure on you to qualify because remember, when you host a tournament, you get in automatically. So the United States won't have to go through a high level of qualifying in the next World Cup. They automatically get in because they're hosting the tournament, right? So now the expectations changed a little bit because you got out of the group this time. In 4 years, when you march out the second youngest team in this World Cup, and you perform at any level that seems elite or at a high level, this tournament's a success at this point. To me, just simply getting out of the group was enough. To me, now to some people who are maybe harsher critics or or want more, I completely understand, I suppose. But again, for them to get out of the group and for them to be the youngest team in the tournament, I look at this as a colossal success. What about you, Rex?
Their style is never going to look good against lesser opponent teams because Greg Ball is not built to look good against that, or we don't have the clinical finishers up top and the midfielders to make the line breaking passes. Because you saw our 2 goals in transition. What happened? We played a ball out wide from the midfield. We had a header, a crossover, and someone finished across net. I think Matt Doyle from the MLS went through, and we've scored that way 3 or 4 times in qualifying. That's one of our ways that we get through. Against England, sure, they didn't have their best thing, but this is where their best effort. Against the Netherlands, this is where, Jose, I'm on your side now. This is where the narrative can change. Sure, they take another close 1-0, 1-goal loss. You have to spin zone it into that type of way. But if you don't get embarrassed, and I think Van Dijk is making this complete Netherlands team completely different and allowing the up top just to go nuts in the midfield, play with that much more freedom. This is the style that the USA plays where don't embarrass yourself. We're going to make it ugly, and it's not pretty style, and it's not the modern game yet. But that's what they have to do with their current talent. Next year, or in 4 years, if they're still playing that style with Reyna on the bench for some reason, or with the current talent that they have, if it doesn't transition, then you can start asking those questions. But with right now how it's constructed, they can't play it, or they might get put on the hub, as Sosa loves to say.
Sosa love
That's
taking
fair.
care of the USA.
Listen, because here's the thing. It's like when the criticism is fair, I will agree. But some of the criticism of the United States team is unfair because it all depends on the expectations you had for the team. They've exceeded mine. I can't say anything bad about them. There are other people who have different expectations of this team. So they are disappointed. I am not, because my expectations were that they weren't going to get out the group. They've exceeded my expectations. Their job is done in my book.
So what you're saying is you lower your expectations for USA. So when they did do something decently, you're like, all right, we're there. We're good.
Right. I mean, but isn't that what it's all about though? It's like and we'll get off this after this. Like, you're a Jets fan. Your fucking expectations of this team was 4-13 and a fucking top 5 pick. It's week 13 and you still think y'all can win the division. Exactly.
And the worst part is I might have to get a fucking tattoo.
It's all about what your expectations were. That's it. It's all about your expectations. Like, if a team has no expectations and they perform well, we start kissing their ass. Like college football last year. What the fuck happened with them this year?
Yeah.
I'm done.
Hey, man, but look, I got to get out of here. I appreciate you guys letting me hop on for a little bit today, my man. I'll give you guys 2 plays for Argentina's game, all right?
Let's get it.
This is probably the easiest one. Obviously, everyone's going to probably be on it. It's the lowest odds. Give me Messi, anytime goal scorer, plus 115. I think you'll get another goal today. I don't see that being an issue. And the other one that I like, because I've been hitting a lot of these, man, a lot of these games, they're not getting a lot of corners in the first half is what I've been seeing. So give me under 4 corner kicks in the first half at plus 155. I like that as well. I think it'll be a slower first half, like Sosa said, 0-0. And then I can see them coming out in the second half and trying to figure it out like they have in the first 2 games. So, my guys, I appreciate both of you. I'm going to plug it away real quick. My guy Rex will be on the show tonight. Straight Bet Sports, Gorilla Cross Radio, 4 p.m. West Coast time, 7 p.m. on the East Coast time. We'll be talking all things sports, gambling, Twitter, World Cup, all that. Obviously, some Philly stuff because my guy Rex is a Philly fan and my co-host Ian is a huge Philly fan all the way around. So make sure you guys tap in tonight. We're live on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Just look up Gorilla Cross and we're there. Appreciate you guys.
Jose, what's the only franchise the Jets have never beat? What's the franchise the Jets have never beaten in the NFL?
I'm going to say the Eagles because you're asking me that question.
14-0.
It's all good, though, baby.
I'll see you later. Appreciate that.
Thanks for your Spanish, and he hits you with that.
Let's go. Vamos, Argentina.
It's great.
Little preview for what to come later.
Yes, sir.
All right, NBA time. We got a jam-packed slate, and then we'll go through college hoops, and then we'll be out of here.
Listen, first play that I love tonight. We're returning right back to a trend that is not going to stop. It's Trae Young Over 26.5 tonight. I like him to bounce back after that poor performance that he had the other night against Philadelphia late in the game. Could not execute. Give me Trae Young over 26.5 points at minus 122. I also wouldn't be opposed to playing him up to 30 at plus 150. Love the look. Point guards and shooting guards have performed extremely well against the Orlando Magic. Kyrie probably would have gone for 40 if KD wasn't already going for 40 the other night. We're going to go with Trae Young over 26.5 points at minus 22. We want me to just run them through, or?
Yep.
Okay. And my
I
second
don't got
play
anything for the NBA action tonight.
My second prop in the NBA is going to be Kyrie Irving over 2.5 3-pointers at minus 130. Also playing him at 4+ at plus 210. My two favorite looks as far as props on the board. Listen, I'm on Ant Edwards points. Listen, I don't know if you guys saw the injury to Karl-Anthony Towns the other night. It looked very bad. I know they're saying it's a calf strain, but it looked very, very, very bad. Like I said, it looked bad. Again, Kyrie over 2.5, Kyrie 4+ 3-pointers at plus 210, minus 130 on the 2.5. Probably more of a parlay piece if you guys don't want to drink the juice on a prop. The other one I love tonight is the Milwaukee Bucks -6 against the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks won last night, put up 140 points against Detroit. Quick travel spot. Milwaukee waiting. I like Milwaukee to cover the 6 tonight against the New York Knicks. Other than that, a lot of stuff you're going to have to check out later on just because of injuries and situations that are out of my control. Keep in mind, the Utah Jazz have lost 8 of 10 games. They're 7-point favorites against the Clippers, who just beat them 3-4 days ago. Couple other little things. Sacramento playing against the Pacers. This is a matchup of a huge trade that took place live on our show last year when Domantas Sabonis.
Oh, yeah.
So Sabonis playing the Pacers at Sac. Expect for it to be a pretty electric game. Pacers coming off a buzzer beater win where Nembhard hit a 3 against the Los Angeles Lakers. 242.5 is the starting number for that matchup, and I think you can easily get there. The Pacers obviously had an off day yesterday, so it's not a back-to-back that they're playing on. And Sacramento has just been absolutely amazing. They've been top 3 all season thus far offensively. Would not be surprised if that game goes over by a landslide. Just a lean for me on that one. And I'm also leaning towards the +5.5 with Chicago against the Suns. However, I don't know who's playing for Phoenix, so I can't tell you what will really happen. The line's already at a fishy 5.5, which is a number that's purgatory for the NBA. So I would be inclined to lean towards the Bulls. Obviously, the Bulls coming off a win against the Utah Jazz, which we saw Lauri Markkanen go for like 26 in the first half, and he only had like 7 in the second. The Denver Nuggets, Houston Rockets matchup.
Before you get to that one, never forget, we're first on Lauri. All right, continue.
Oh, we were definitely first on Lauri. It's you're not allowed to brag during the show. We talk about that afterwards. Come on, man. The Houston Rockets Nuggets matchup. A play that has been giving us a lot of money is Jalen Green over 4.5 assists. Let me explain to you. The books are already on to us. Cashed out 3 or 4 times on his assist. We got it a plus money at 4.5. It's currently at -146. So it was fun while it lasted. Parlay piece, if anything. It's a setup. Just going to throw that out there. San Antonio versus the Thunder. I wouldn't want to watch that with your eyes. That's ugliness. Memphis versus the Timberwolves. I like Ant's points. They've obviously pushed it up to 25.5. If you're going to bet 25.5, take an alternate, maybe 1, 2, 3 points higher once they open up on your book, because taking the number at the opening odds to me is just, it doesn't hold the value, especially with Karl-Anthony Towns out of the lineup. You got a guy that's averaging around 18 shots a game out of the lineup. You got to think Ant Edwards is going to take maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6 of those. And also, I think this is an opportunity for a guy like Gobert to play a lot better because I think you're going to get a lot more high pick and roll with Cat off of the floor. You can go small. You can play. You can play 4-out basketball with Karl Anthony Towns being the initiator as the screener. So I see that actually working out pretty well. I like to see some more of it because remember, there's only so much you can do creatively from an offensive standpoint when you're playing two guys like Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns at the same time. And then there's also only so much you can do defensively. So I think I pretty much touched on every game. No, I got nothing for New Orleans versus Toronto. Another game where a bunch of players who we won't know who's playing until about 6:30. No point in betting your money on that game until you know who's playing. Miami versus Boston. I mean, Boston right now is a fucking buzzsaw. They're the best team in basketball. They're not just deep. They have 10 playable players. Robert Williams scrimmaging today, so they're only going to get fucking better. Playing a Heat team that has seemed to have taken a slight step back. Either that or they just haven't developed the cohesiveness that we know and love from Eric Spoelstra coach teams. It's also one of those teams that might just be lacking talent. So interesting to see. I didn't speak on the 76ers game because I don't have to.
College hoops time.
Good. Let's get to the real money.
You ran through a lot of the NBA there, and we have a lot of college hoops games, so we can't hit on all of them because we got all the different cross-conference showdowns. I don't got anything for IU, UNC. Do you?
Nope, got nothing.
Just staying away from that one.
Just like you had nothing for the NBA, I'm going to stay at 6-1 with my Houston win yesterday, and I'm going to let you handle all.
Just making sure we just had to talk about your college team real quickly here just because they are getting 4.5 points on the road here. So that's where I didn't know if you liked anything in that matchup.
I have us winning. I took us on. I'm taking us on the money line. I think that it's a lot of bullshit and speculation about a team. Like last year, we weren't good till February. This year, we have a backcourt that we believe in, but we just haven't hit shots yet. No concerns whatsoever for me with this North Carolina team. I think we win tonight and we figure out a way, but that's just me.
All right, my first play of the day. I'm going to take Michigan State on the money line at -125 going into Notre Dame here. Short road favorites. Notre Dame has not played anybody. The one time they played competition in Bonnie's, it was their most recent game. They couldn't hit anything. They went 2 for 17 from deep. Maybe that is a good time to buy low on the team afterwards. I just ain't buying it. I think Izzo masterclass coming in here. 6-man rotation for Notre Dame. They'll get them in foul trouble as long as Joey Hauser can hold down the paint a little bit here and not let Nate go wild for Notre Dame. I think when it's not a one-man army because a lot of Notre Dame can somewhat shoot, but if they can just slow down Nate on offense, I like Michigan State to pull this one out here. Want to fade Florida State, but it's a tough time to do that, so we won't do it here. Maybe we're getting a little bit of a shorter number that's moved a little bit here. But why has Butler opened at a pick'em, moved to -3 against Kansas State? This Kansas State team has been putting up dubs left and right. The books are telling us something here. We'll take Butler -3 at -110 against Kansas State. LSU couldn't take them down. Not surprised with that. I think Butler finally gets to K-State here. Miami versus Rutgers. Too bad Rutgers ain't in Jersey, Mike, but I'm not laying the points with the U. Ohio State.
Where's the Butler game being played?
It's in Butler.
Is it at Hinkle?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one's going under, too. That one's definitely going under.
I think that number's extremely low. Let me see what it is.
They're playing at Hinkle Fieldhouse?
134 with Kansas State, yeah.
That shit is going under. First team to 50 is going to win that one, buddy. Respectfully.
Take the points with the -3 there. Ohio State versus Duke. Give me the over 135 at -110. It's a fishy low number. Maybe I'm taking the trap here. My numbers put it around like 141-ish. Close game, fouling time at the end. They'll get it over there. Other than that, it's a doubleheader at the Palestra tonight because you got Dunphy versus LaSalle, then you have St. Joe's and Penn later. Probably going to avoid betting both of those games, but Big Five action.
I'm actually linking up with a buddy who works for Turner Sports. He's doing like the Villanova game. Who they playing?
I don't think Villanova plays tonight.
Not today, but who they play somebody tomorrow or Friday or the weekend. I know he's in town playing. Yeah. Who are they playing? Somebody good?
I have no idea. I don't follow Nova's schedule.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you're a Nova hater and St. Joe's grad. Forgive me. The Hawk will never die.
I don't know. We're 5.5-point dogs to Penn. It looks pretty dead.
Not the Ivy Leaguers.
Looks pretty dead.
Whoa. That's tough.
Life comes at you fast. Kind of like we'll keep it for that action there with basketball. Maybe we'll tweet out college hoops. Maybe we'll give out a few later. One last thing before we get out of here. You see Trent Dilfer got hired to be the UAB coach?
Yes, I did. And the thing is that, listen, I would be very critical of guys getting jobs out of high school. But here's the thing. And this is something that I have to be fair about. Okay. Trent Dilfer over the last 5 years, his past, like his academy and the work he's done with these high school quarterbacks is like so well renowned and so well known throughout the football circuit that I understand why he got the job. It's certain guys I don't understand, but this right here is a move by a university that's fully aware of his connections in the recruiting game and what he's done from a football standpoint with the development of recruits. Like this, I know people want to, he didn't get a job. So-and-so didn't get, he got the job. So-and-so didn't get considered. Because I heard people talking about it on Spaces too. Listen, I get it. However, I cannot fault Dill for getting the job. I can't be mad at that. I think that when a university, they know what he's been able to, like, I want you to look at the guys that have attended his passing academy over the last 5 or 6 years.
No, it's good.
And I mean, like every number one quarterback in America, he's played a part in their level, no matter whether it's a part in their development or a part in them just knowing that if they participate at his camp, it's something to put on your high school resume to say, I'm going D1. I have no problem with it, bro. And it's certain guys you could say whatever you want. He worked with everyone. He's saying he worked with Tua, bro. He worked with every single 5-star recruit to come through the high school preps pipeline in the last 5 years. I can't be mad at that. What's the most important position in football? Quarterback. He knows every single one in high school. He's going to get 2 4-star guys to commit tomorrow, probably. I can't be mad at that. He's going to get players to pull up.
Didn't expect that whole tangent there. I was just expecting a little quick hitter to end today's show because I've been itching to talk college football, and it was everything but that since that news was just announced last night.
It's just odd. Like I said, it's always odd when a guy gets a job off the street, right? He's not working anywhere. He's not working at a college.
No, he was a high school coach.
He's right. He's a high school coach, but he's not like people think his resume doesn't. I mean, what was Dion doing before he got the job at Jackson State?
What was Jeff Saturday doing?
It's a little different, but you're right.
Until tomorrow,
we out. A little different, but yeah.